So, Pastor Brand, thank you so much for joining me today. Let's start by talking about why your church, Orchard Park Seventh day Adventist, decided to join the Red Cross for this blood drive for sickle cell anemia patients and to help find donors for that.
Amen. Amen. Yeah. Well, I have a friend who works with the Red Cross, and he alerted me to a need or a crisis in the African American community, which is we have a lack of Black donors, and sickle cell patients are dying because Black folk don't donate blood, and Black people tend to be, or African people of African American descent tend to be the ones who are affected by sickle cell disease. Um, it's like, the vast majority of sickle cell patients are African American or African descent.
Right, there are approximately 100,000 people suffering from sickle cell anemia, and like you said, most of them are Black and minority patients. And there is this need for blood donations, and because to make sure they find a match. But the problem is, like you said, that unfortunately, a number of these patients die or don't do well because they can't find the donors. So, we need to get more minorities out there, more Blacks out there to donate blood. This is also just another example of your church saying, okay, we've got to get outside of these four walls. There is a lot of work to be done in the community.
Right.
And this is one of the things and one of the areas where we can help. So, did your church members just say, you know what? And your staff say, we're going to jump on board. We're going to get on board and we're going to help in this area because health is such a problem also in the minority community. Over the years, we know of the disparities when it comes to health.
Yeah. Well, one of the things we recognize is that in order to be a part of the community, you have to be a part of the community. Or let me say this way: in order to be in the community, it's good to be a part of the community. And so we can't exist if we don't contribute. And one of the things that was attractive to our church about the blood drive is because not only are there a lack of minorities donating blood on a regular basis, since the pandemic hit, the Red Cross, Blood Assurance, and other blood collection agencies have seen a dip because everybody has been sheltering in place, so that their donations have been real low. And so there's a crisis, a lack of donations across the board, minorities and otherwise. And we feel like it's a good opportunity for us to take a lead in the community and make a difference, and help those organizations that help us. The Red Cross does so much in our communities across America and in Chattanooga even, which we just witnessed with the fires at Patton Towers. They were there to help those folks. So we need to help them make a difference as well.
That's right, because we call on them and we expect them to be there in times of emergencies, like you said, whether it's Patton Towers, whether it's the tornadoes. So, we've got to be there, like you said, and be good stewards as well, and help out as well, and good
That's
members
right.
of the community. And I will tell you, getting back to the blood drive, as someone who has been on that receiving end of blood, who was in a life or death situation and needed that blood, I know how important that is in finding that match. That it can truly does. We say that it's the difference between life and death, and it really is. So it's so important, like you said, to get more minorities out there to donate and to be blood donors.
Yeah. One of the sayings that my friend introduced me to, he said, when blood is needed, only blood will do. And then he said, in this instance, as it relates to sickle cell patients, he says, when Black blood is needed, only Black blood will do. Um, and so, what happened is, I asked one of my church members, he's from Puerto Rico. I said, hey, are you going to donate? He says, well, I'm not Black. And I said, oh, I made a mistake in my communication, because he assumed that just because he wasn't Black, he couldn't donate. Well, here's what happens. When we do blood drives, whether it's the Red Cross or whatever organization, they need a certain amount of blood, units of blood. And so we need an excess amount of donors in order to get that amount of units. And in order to make it, worthy for the financially feasible for them to come out, we need a certain amount of people. So we in this blood drive, we're not looking for just Black people. We want people of any ethnicity, of any cultural background or whatever, to come out and donate. Because if at the church we have about 26 people who signed up, well, we're looking for 40 donors. And so those 26 people who happen to be Black, if we don't get to 40 people, we may not be able to have the blood drive. So therefore, if 12 white people or some Hispanic people or some Asian people, whoever, if they can come up and make up the difference, that will be a benefit and a blessing. And guess what? People of other ethnicities get sick too and need blood. So it helps across the board. It doesn't matter. So this blood drive is open to any and everybody, but we're trying to make a deliberate push and effort to encourage Black people to donate.
And like
So
you said,
can,
and in the end, if as many as you can get out, you
yes,
want minorities out there because you're trying to target sickle cell, but you want everybody to come out and donate,
that's correct.
because when we get cut, all of our blood, it's red.
It's red. Amen.
So, but anyway, Pastor Brand, as always, it's great talking to you. We're going to share this. It is happening. I'll let you close out by telling us, just reminding us the time and when this is happening.
Right. We're gonna be at the Orchard Park Seventh-day Adventist Church, 951 North Orchard Knob Avenue, on April 21st, from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. You can go to the Red Cross Blood Donor website, and you can put in our Chattanooga zip code. It'll pull up our church as a blood donor site, or you can call our church at 423-698-0707 and register that way